All right, Lindy Terao, Mr. Terao, as I like to call.
Thank you.
David and Josh's dad. First off, what's it like having your boys home? It's a 10-hour flight for your boys at American from Honolulu here. What's it like having them home for?
Well, the fun part is, I always told coach, I said, you think I wanted them to come out? I was trying to get them out of our house, actually. But it's great to have them home, man. And for Hawaii, there's not too many kids ever get to wrestle at the Division I level. And so to have our kids wrestling, and not only that, to come and wrestle in front of the crowd, they've never had that before here. So it's a blessing for us. And the sad part was that there was a tournament, high school tournament on the same day, but the level of wrestling was great. I mean, we don't get to see it in Hawaii very often unless we travel to the mainland. So it was great, actually. I love having him home.
Josh is really undersized at 133.
Yeah.
And he caught a couple beatings today, but he's scrappy, he's tough. David is right there at 125. You look at that match with Milhoff. How appropriate of an ending was that? That was exciting.
That was exciting, absolutely.
How much did you like that?
I loved it, man. Josh, the thing that hurt us for Josh was that on the flight home, he caught a bug. But I told him, hey, you know what? Welcome to wrestling, man. You gotta wrestle, you gotta go, man. So he actually was a little sick and underweight, but that's the name of the game. You gotta go fight. So.
Looking at Hawaiian wrestling, you talk about it. I think Travis Lee is probably the best guy ever to come out here. He was pretty good, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of judo-themed things that I see both boys do. They do the overtie shucks. They love the overhooks and the step-across tosses, and it's really exciting to watch. But, getting him involved in judo, how much would you suggest that to a parent?
In Hawaii, judo's experiencing some of the problems that wrestling was going through with the Olympics and that sort of thing, and the rule changes and things. So I'm a big advocate. We never looked at wrestling, actually. Wrestling came to us as an afterthought, actually, because we didn't understand collegiate wrestling. We didn't understand it as well. Travis Lee was a great influence. As a matter of fact, Travis Lee went to a club called Shobukan, which is the third oldest judo club in America, and both of my kids attended the same judo club. So there's some heritage to their wrestling that comes from that club that we went, the judo club that we went to. But judo definitely influence, and for Hawaii, any chance you get to fight on the mat, you fight, because there's not enough wrestling, in my opinion, here to get good unless you travel. So we spent a lot of time going to Fargo and Super 32 and anything, and it cost us a ton of money, as you probably could imagine, to travel. And people think we're crazy because we'd leave here to go to the mainland and go fight and spend our time over there. But that's the only way you can get good here. But it's nice to have them come here and wrestle, so that's beautiful for us.
David Terao is registered to go to the University of Hawaii. Kyle Borshoff and Teague Moore start calling you. He's an uncommitted senior at Fargo. What's that like for you, knowing your kid's going to stay within 15 minutes, then he's going to go 10 hours away, halfway across the world? What's that like for you as a father?
It was a total shock. And it's funny you tell that story, because I was sitting in the stands when the finals were coming and he was facing Thomas Gilman. And the announcer says he's just made a ton of money for college because he's an unattached 125, 120. I'm like, yeah, whatever, And all these coaches look at me. I'm like, what's going on, And they came and approached me and they said, Mr. Terao, where's he wrestling? I'm like, he's not wrestling. He's done with wrestling. We're going to go to the University of Hawaii. He's like, you don't understand what's going on, do you? I'm like, no, tell me. And then they explained to me what was going to happen. I was like, you're kidding me, right? Sure enough, man. I mean, people were asking me about making him offers, and I was totally shocked because we're going to quit wrestling. And so from the time he placed second at Fargo till he went to American was 4 weeks. We had no NCAA clearinghouse, nothing. In 4 weeks, we had to get everything.
He's a really good student, so clearinghouse was never an issue.
That kind of helped. But we had no one. We didn't know what was going on, and it was crazy. But with Josh, it was a little different. We understood now. Now we understand a little bit more. So Josh was a little better prepared, I think, to go up there. But for us, it's a quality education, and I knew Teague and I knew Kyle that they're going to take care of my kids. So we've been more than happy to send them up there. But there's other Hawaii kids up there doing well, going up to wrestle as well. But David and Josh seem to be the ones that have been performing lately. So.
What do you do here? What's your job?
I work for the Department of the Army. Actually, I'm a weapons instructor for the Department of the Army in Hawaii.
Does living on an island, is that something where now your kids are on the mainland of the United States of America, lower 48, some people call it, whatever you want to call it, but is living on an island something that gets old ever?
Sometimes, I mean, but we travel. My wife and I, we're gonna always be at NCAA's and the EIWA's for sure. So that's our travel time now. But I mean, like, this weather. After I go to the mainland, I want to come back. Wear shorts all the time. It cost of living here is expensive, that's for sure. But I'll leave it up to my children whether they want to come back and live here or not. That's up to them. But Hawaii's always going to be here. They got a good name for themselves here, so that's another plus, I would say.
Well, the biggest thing I have to say to you is mahalo.
Oh, thank you very much.
I really appreciate everything. You guys have been so hospitable. You did the hospitality room here around the corner. You and your wife did,
yeah.
And we appreciate it. And anything else that you could think of that you could share with us that would make this a better experience for anyone if they ever come here, or is this something?
Hawaii, man. Promote some of these kids. The beauty of you guys coming down from Flows and for J. Rob and Mark Cody and Coach Zaleski to bring these guys down and team. Some of these Hawaii kids will never ever see Division I wrestling ever unless it's on television, and they never get exposed. For some of these kids, it's the first time they'll see it, and we just don't get that exposure. The kids don't, and some of them don't leave the island, and that's a sad thing to me because there's a bigger world out there for them to see, and some of the good kids that wrestle here may never get a shot. My kids are lucky. I think David got a big break. He was at the right place at the right time at Fargo.
Kind of made it though. He made it for himself.
True, absolutely. But I think that there's better kids here that if they knew. Well, put it this way: when some of the kids here saw my children, they were like, "If David can do it," it kind of gave them hope that they could come up and they might have a chance at wrestling at that level. So we appreciate you guys taking the time to come on. Our lifeline to wrestling is Flows. You know that. So that's great that you guys came down as well. So hospitality is always here for you guys. That's for sure.
Well, hey, once again, mahalo.
Mahalo.
And I'm gonna go jump off some cliffs and maybe try and surf. And I've already been doing.
Don't do the cliff jump.
I already did it like twice, 2 different days. So, hey, thanks for the time. Mahalo. And enjoy. I'll see you in St. Louis, all right?
Yeah, definitely. I'll see you in St. Louis.